Who will have a better game this Sunday? I'm just going to answer this as Dolphins or Cowboys. Obviously the Cowboys. Normally when you see these who have a better game, it's almost always Leighton Vander Esch or Jalen Smith. Frankly, both have been a little bit underwhelming. I think LVE's been a little bit better, but neither guy has been as good as I thought they were going to be to open the season. Destroyer Dog, what do you expect for the Cowboys Week 3 on offense and defense? All right, on offense, it's going to be simple. This is probably going to look a little bit more like the Linehan game plan because you don't have to show your good stuff. You can go with some of your basic plays. You'll still run good plays, don't get me wrong, and you're not going to actively try and tank, but he's going to be fine. And then defense, more sacks, more pressure, and more turnovers. All right, Chris Vanek, speaking of LVE, forget stats. Does LVE look less efficient on tape? Yes. Now, I'm not worried yet. Don't get me wrong. I am not concerned about LVE or Jalen Smith. But this is supposed to be, and I think it is, the best linebacker duo in the NFL. So far this year, they haven't played like it. Now, I'm not totally sure why yet. I think they're running around a little bit too quick. The game's too fast for them right now because they're pressing, I think, a little bit. But I'm not overly concerned. They're going to be fine. But so far, LVE, Jalen Smith haven't quite been as good as I know they can be and as they were last year, which happens. I'm not panicking yet. Woods Fun Center, Austin Page, weird name. Who should the Cowboys target for a trade this year? I think you wait, see who gets available. Like, I'd love to get Jamal Adams, but again, I don't think he's available. So, frankly, if anything, I think maybe you try and trade away somebody if Noah Brown comes back in the near future. Overall, I don't think there's a lot of guys out there right now that make sense for the Dallas Cowboys. All right, Noob Gamer wants to know, I got Patrick Mahomes and Dak Prescott on my fantasy team. Who do I start this week? Chiefs-Ravens is a pretty tough matchup, but you also kind of worry about Dak Prescott not playing the full game. Dak has been incredible. You should probably trade one of them because you don't need two great quarterbacks. I'm always going to start Mahomes. I'm not going to start your studs. That's my mindset. All right, Endo 101. With injuries in our receiving group, why not use Tony and Zeke more in the passing game? Why not indeed? I think they will. Pollard, we know, can be a good receiver. We know Zeke can be as well. You might not do it this week because you might not need to. But yeah, I think this week for the Dallas Cowboys, you might as well use your running backs and even your tight ends more in the passing game. Reed Ferguson. Should we be worried for Michael Gallup? Not yet. I don't think it's that big of a deal here for Gallup. Let's check in a couple of days, but I think he'll be okay. I think he'll be fine long term. So until then, I'm not going to panic yet, but keep it in the back of your mind. That's my mindset. All right, Chrissy Stoken, who do you think is our best player? Multiple times now I've seen the wrong R in there. Zach Martin. Now, he hasn't been the best player this year. That's been Dak Prescott, but best player, I believe, is Zach Martin. Ben Loving, will we answer the question at strong safety this year? I'm the first to defend Jeff Heath, but he's just not that good. I assume you mean this offseason? Maybe. You're going to have to look at potentially wide receiver. Hopefully not. But Randall Cobb, Cooper are both going to be free agents, so you probably will. You're going to have to look at defensive end because Quinn's a free agent, and I don't have that much faith in guys like Dorrance Armstrong, Joe Jackson right now. So those areas will probably get looked at first. Maybe some more offensive line depth because the Cowboys love that. But I look at safety too. If there's somebody good there, maybe like a Xavier McKinney out of Alabama in the first round. But I always want a safety in round one. Never get it. All right, guys, again, predict the score. Text Mick 214-448-9037. Get your score predictions in for the Cowboys-Dolphins game. If you get it exactly right, and you mention the team that wins, don't just put in the score. Remember, I assume the Cowboys are going to pick them, but mention Cowboys score. We'll give you $100 towards a free suit. We're going to get back to the Cowboys mailbag, but first I've got a special guest coming on to help me preview the Week 3 NFC East matchups. You're watching the Cowboys Report, and we have a special guest for you today on today's show. It is Mick from Kashiyama here. Mick, thank you so much for coming by.
Thank you.
Making me look a little bit better today.
Hey, speaking of, needs a little sprucing up for today's broadcast.
Are you
I brought
calling
you
me
this new.
Ugly?
No, just
Okay,
need
thank
a little bit of room for improvement. It's good for everybody.
All right, so we're going to take you guys through the rest of the NFC East games, and of course, we're going to talk about the Dallas Cowboys as well. So get your predictions for Dolphins at the Cowboys in right now. Text Mick at 214-448-9037. Also, please remember to include the team that's winning. I know you're all going to pick the Cowboys this week, but just, remember who you have winning the game. Now, Mick, I know you're a Titans fan here. I'm not sure why. I can out you. I've already outed producer Alicia as a Skins fan, so it's all okay there in the end. But I'm excited to hear what you have to think about the NFC East matchups. You get bonus points, by the way, each time you pick against an NFC East opponent. We'll begin with the Lions at the Eagles here, Mick. Eagles have some injury problems. What are you expecting, though, from this matchup in Week 3?
Detroit's been really struggling on the road, so I like Philly in this spot. I am going to be going with 28-17 in favor of the Eagles.
The random Eagles fans who watch the show are now feeling very happy right now.
Good.
Maybe the Cowboys fans aren't feeling so good, but I agree with you. It's a home game for Philadelphia. They lost to the Falcons last week, but I think they get back on track this week. Moving on now to our next matchup. That is the New York Giants at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It's a new starting quarterback for New York, Daniel Jones. Is he going to lead them to a win or no?
Bucs are coming off a 10-day rest as well. Plus, this heat in September in Tampa, I would not want to be traveling there. So I am going with the Bucs in this one, 24-10.
All right, I think the Cowboys fans here like that one a little bit more. I'm also on board with you here. Yeah. We'll see how Daniel Jones plays. Hopefully he's better than Eli Manning, I guess. Maybe we're not hoping that either way. I like this one here for the Bucs at home. All right, guys, again, you can text Mick as well for your Cowboys score predictions. But let's move on to the final NFC East matchup this week here. That is the Bears Monday Night Football at the Washington Redskins. The Redskins who the Cowboys just beat up on. It's funny to me, I'll make just a quick note here before we get to your prediction. The Bears have the tied for second worst offense in the NFL, and the Redskins have the tied for second worst defense in the NFL. So what are you expecting from this one?
I'm going to have to say this is my Stone Cold Lead Pipe upset special of the week. I am going with the Skins on this one, 21-17.
Now, maybe, I know we don't ever want to cheer for the Redskins, everybody, but the Bears are a better team than Washington. Redskins are already 0-2. I actually think Cowboys fans should be cheering for the Redskins this week. Now, as we mentioned, as you saw on your screen there, Kashiyama is located in all of the NFC East cities, New York City, Washington, D.C., plus Boston and Charlotte, and Philadelphia for you 5 Eagles fans who keep watching the show and trying and failing miserably to troll. But, of course, they're also here in Dallas, Mick. So let's talk about the Dolphins and the Cowboys matchup. Big favorites for the Cowboys. I'll preface this. If you pick the Dolphins, I don't think you're going to be allowed back on the show. So with that in mind, what are you expecting?
I think the only question is are they going to cover the 3-touchdown spread? And I think they will. So I am going Cowboys 31-3 in this matchup.
I like that prediction there. Again, guys, get your predictions in the comment section for this one, and text Mick at 214-448-9037. Our phone number is there on screen. We'll get it in the chat for you guys as well. 214-448-9037. I heard your phone going off throughout there. So
I've already gotten
what are some
5.
of the scores we got flowing in here?
So far we have got, they just keep rolling in. 45-0 for the Cowboys. We've got 35-3. Cowboys, 35-14 Cowboys, 44-13 Cowboys. So getting some pretty consistent, and they are still coming in.
I assume there are no Dolphins picks.
No Dolphins picks,
good.
But we do have somebody who thinks Cowboys are going to come out with 100 points in this one. A little ambitious, but love it.
My fantasy team appreciates that. If you guys get the correct score, by the way, we'll give you $100 towards a suit from Kashiyama. Trust me, these suits are fantastic. It's great for the heat. I got my custom-fitted suit here from Mick. She was absolutely fantastic. It was a great experience for me. Mick, how can they schedule a fitting here in Dallas?
Absolutely, here in Dallas. So with that telephone number that you are sending in your pics to, you can call or text that number, 214-448-9037. You can also send me an email, dallas@onwardusa.com, or visit us online at www.kashiyama1927.com.
All right, guys, make sure you get your score prediction in. Text Mick right now. Again, if you get it right, we'll give you $100 towards a suit. Again, her number, 214-448-9037. 9037. All right, John Parker. Dak is at 82% right now in terms of his completed passes. What are the chances he finishes the year above 72%? It's a great question. I do want to pull up the passing completion. I believe the record is at 72%. I'll do some quick Googling here. But I think the record is at 72% overall. I believe that was Sam Bradford. Drew Brees might have done as well recently. But in reality, my expectation is not for Dak Prescott to finish the year at 82%. There's no way he's gonna regress against better defenses, and that's fine. That's kind of how it's supposed to be. Now, 72%, if he gets even above 70, I'm doing backflips. That's so good. I don't think we realize how good that is. Okay, so here are the top 5, all right? Drew Brees has 4 of the top 5, by the way. 74.4 last year, 72 in 2017, 71.6 in 0.2 in 2011, and 70.6. It was Sam Bradford, 71.6. So 72% would be the 3rd greatest season in NFL history based on completion percentage. I think it comes in more of the 68% range, which, by the way, is still really friggin' good. If I get that, I'm going to be ecstatic. DM, what trade do you seek to bolster the roster that gives insurance to a deep playoff run? Edge, because there's not a lot of success right now. Like, I know we keep acting like the Cowboys are deep at defensive end, but there hasn't been very many deal or production so far. So I don't know. I look at defensive end, but in reality, I don't anticipate any trades. All right, Mark Nally, or Nally. Could the Cowboys afford Ramsey plus all the other mega deals going on? Well, if you bring in Jalen Ramsey and you re-sign Dak Prescott and you re-sign Amari Cooper, now you really can't afford anybody. I want to remind everybody how expensive Jalen Ramsey's going to be. He's asking for more than Zeke. He wants to look, if you show up to practice and to camp in a damn Brinks truck, you ain't coming here to take a team-friendly deal. That's not going to happen. You're going to go where the money is being offered the most. So you got to win that deal. You got to offer more than Xavier Howard. You're talking 16, 17, 18 million. He wants a CJ Mosley type market reset at the cornerback spot. That's partially why Dallas isn't interested right now. All right, Darian Hauser. What do you think about moving up in the draft and getting the monster of a safety LSU has? He means Grant Delpit. And I would do bad things for Grant Delpit. With that said, I think Grant Delpit goes in the top 10, if not top 5. It's going to be real expensive to go from late 20s, early 30s, all the way up to number 5. So I would explore it knowing full well I'm probably not going to be able to pull that out off. Bass Slayer number 1, will Zeke get a full workload this week? I mean, I would hope not, because that means it's a close game. I don't think he needs a full workload. He can have a lighter workload of kind of like we saw in week 1, where in the end, just sit him in the 4th quarter, because why put him out there when the game is already in hand? All right, Sam Santiago. Do you think Cedrick Wilson gets some playing time in the regular season games? He did get a little bit in week 2, and also mostly on special teams. But, yes, especially this week, he will play. He will play plenty because, in theory, it's going to be a blowout. You can sit guys like Amari Cooper, Tyron Smith, Zeke Elliott, even Dak Prescott once the game's out of hand. That means more reps for guys like Cedrick Wilson. Ryan Sharp, who do you have for MVP this year in Super Bowl 54 predictions? As I tweeted out before week 1, Cowboys over the Chiefs. There you guys go. MVP, I don't think it's going to be Mahomes. If Dak keeps this up, it's probably going to be Dak Prescott. If Lamar Jackson keeps that up, it might be Lamar Jackson. Those are some of your early front runners, and I hate to do it, but you always got to mention Tom Brady because he's always in contention somehow, some way. Also, guys, a free $25 for you with our friends over on BetDSI, chatsports.com/bet. The promo code is BOYS25. That gets you a $25 free play. Put on anything you want there. It's all free there. No money down. Chatsports.com/bet. Promo code is BOYS25. All right, Roberto is next up here. Once again, asking what is going on with the Randy Gregory suspension. Guys, when I figure out and once we know what is going on with the Randy Gregory suspension, we will tell you. As of right now, nobody knows anything. We just don't know what's going on with Randy Gregory. I'm sorry, but there's just no update. All right, Sir Cowboy wants to know if Dak will have a new personal best in rushing touchdowns this year. I don't know about rushing touchdowns. I do think total touchdowns and or passing touchdowns, I'm going to go with yes. Remember, Dak's career high in terms of rushing touchdowns has been pretty consistent. He's had 6 each year. His rookie year, his sophomore year, and this last year, his junior year. Now, his total touchdown mark is higher than that, of course. He's had 23 his first year in terms of passing, plus 6, 29 overall. He gets 30 touchdowns this year total. He probably gets closer to 25 passing, if not higher than that. I don't think he's going to have 7 rushing touchdowns, though, this season. All right, Chris Vanek. Likely the Cowboys make a run at Chris Jones in free agency. I am sure you're talking about the Chiefs' defensive tackle. I'd love him. That is exactly what I'd like to see, but I'm going to go with less than likely, if not low likeliness, because they did draft Tristan Hill. We'll see how he plays against the Dolphins, but he is supposed to be the guy in 2020 unless he just sucks, and if so, that's not great for the Cowboys overall. But Jones is going to be expensive. That's also going to be a massive deal. The Cowboys' money, for the most part, folks, is going to be spent on their own guys. Gabriel Estrada wants to know, how many touchdowns do you think Cooper will have this week? Put the over-under at 1.5. So does he get more than 1? Let me know what you guys think there in the comments section here. I think that the answer there in the end is going to be, I think it's 1 because it's over early and the Cowboys spread the ball around. All right, Prince wants to know here, is Donovan Wilson playing this weekend? Yes, Donovan Wilson will play. He's been a full participant in practice. He's not going to start, or at least not at the beginning of the game, but he will play this weekend, special teams and also, I think, on defense, be it early in the game or at the minimum at the end of the game. All right, Oscar Hawley user with a more well-balanced team on offense and defense. Which side of the ball is more likely to take us to the Super Bowl? Before the year, I obviously would have said defense. Based on the first 2 weeks, going to have to be the offense, because the offense right now has been better than the defense. Only been 2 games, but I've been very impressed by Kellen Moore and his offensive play calling and the Cowboys' offensive execution. All right, guys, make sure you subscribe to us here on YouTube, youtube.com/Dallas Cowboys Report. Highlights, news, mailbags, film studies. I know we didn't get to the film study this week. I'm sorry. Check out my Twitter at What Going Down, and maybe I'll tweet some stuff out for you. Highlights, news, though, mailbags, rumors, everything here on the Dallas Cowboys. Justin Wilson, do we beat the Saints now with Drew Brees out? I feel a lot better about it. I had it counted as a loss at the beginning of the season and up until last week because the Saints are good at football, and they're at home. Go figure, right? But with no Drew Brees, I want to see what ends up happening this week. I feel better about it, but it's still not going to be a gimme game there for the Cowboys. Kevin Cobb says, get over Dez already, everyone. Not you, Tom. By the way, nice suit. Thank you very much, Kevin. I see you're a suit man yourself there. If you haven't already, go get your own Kashiyama suit. Text Mick at 214-448-9037. Custom made, custom fit. Breathes nicely. It's not too hot here in the Dallas heat. Fits beautifully. Great experience there, and they're about the same price as a normal suit from the men's chains and whatnot. Jimmy Turner, over under how many combined sacks for DeMarcus Lawrence and Robert Quinn? Got the over under at 22. Easy bet under, guys. They are not going to each average 11 sacks this season. First off, Quinn's already missed 2 games. You're at like 1 right now. Those 2 are going to combine for over a sack per game the rest of the way, almost a sack and a half. I know a sack per game doesn't sound like a lot. It actually is. A sack per game makes you an all-pro. Heck, a sack every other game gets you about $13, $14 million, if not more, per year. In fact, it's more like 70. That's what Trey Flowers got. So, over-under better bet there is probably going to be closer to 15, not 22. That's just way too high because that's just not how sacks actually end up working in the NFL. All right, Oscar Hawley user here. Why has the Cowboys defense been less explosive from last year? The linebackers aren't playing as well. The front seven overall hasn't been as good. I'd also just say let's stress some patience. Like, they haven't been out there that much. This would be a very different narrative if on the opening drive of game one, the Cowboys recover the fumble Xavier Woods caused. If in game two, Xavier Woods picks off that ball, has his pick six. If in game two, Jeff Heath makes the play on the ball that dunks off his helmet. So they just haven't made the most of their chances. They'll get there. I'm not that worried yet, but I think there's a couple of plays here that could have totally changed the narrative overall around this Cowboys defense. All right, guys, if we did not get to your questions today, I am sorry. Go DM my Facebook page. It's facebook.com/TomDowneyChatSports. Go ahead and DM it. We'll get to your questions if we did not there, especially you guys watching right now on Facebook. But if you're on YouTube, it's facebook.com/TomDowneyChatSports there. Hook me up with any questions you guys got. Give me a like on Facebook too. I'd appreciate that. And if you missed anything on today's shows, the preview, the Taco Charlton being claimed by the Dolphins news, the trade rumors around Jalen Ramsey, that's all coming up right now on Loop. Hey Cowboys fans, thanks for watching the Cowboys Report. If you haven't already, click right here to subscribe to our channel for all the best Cowboys coverage on the internet. That's news, rumors, highlights, mailbags, film studies, and a whole lot more. And I'm making your lives a little bit easier as well with the next Cowboys Report video right here.